Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Today, it's looking a lot better than yesterday, although I argue it's looking good every single day, guys. Yesterday, we had a massive buying opportunity. Today, I'm telling you guys to prepare for a massive Bitcoin and crypto surge. That's right. We got some more good news on the way. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that's going on in the world of Bitcoin and crypto today. Every single day, we got so much more goodness. And let's look at some opportunities. There are always opportunities. So let's do it. Let's get started. Welcome, guys. We are starting out today at 94,300. So a little bit higher than yesterday. Obviously, those of you guys that tuned in last night, we were like at 92,000. And yesterday, we slid down all the way to 90,700. And I know some of you guys were wondering what was going on. I even had one person tune in. I don't know if he was trolling or not in live chat. He's like, yeah, I bought it at the top and, you know, I knew this was a scam. I didn't know if he was trolling or not. He never answered. But, you know, whenever, and I really mean this, whenever Bitcoin dips at this point, you know, when I say at this point, in the 90s or even in the 80s, it's really a buying opportunity. It's really a gift, okay? Considering that we started the month. We're not even in December yet. We're still in November. We're a day away from Thanksgiving. Considering we're up like 40-something% in the month, when we dip like 8%, 7%, yeah, that's a gift. That's like going to your favorite box store and finding your favorite grocery item or your favorite game or your favorite coffee or whatever at a 7% discount. What do? You go buy it, okay? You treat Bitcoin and crypto, any investment, the same way. You don't get depressed about it. You get excited about it. You take advantage and you buy the dip. That's how you're supposed to view it. That's how you make money from your investments. You buy low and you sell high. Especially when Bitcoin is at the cusp of breaking $100,000. You take advantage of the dips. You don't get depressed about dips. You really got to change your mind. That's what I'm here to do, to make you guys realize that as we move forward, things are going to get very expensive, very fast. So you guys got to love these dips. You got to embrace it. You got to look forward to them. The more dips we have, the better it is for you to accumulate more because, quite honestly, I mean, how easy is it to accumulate a whole Bitcoin at this junction? You got to dish out $94,000 to buy a Bitcoin. It's not very easy. The same thing with Microstrategy. I said, huge buying opportunity. Huge. It dipped for like 2 days, 3 days. Huge buying opportunity. Right? It was at $500. If you love Microstrategy at $500, why would you not like it in a $300 range? Right? But yesterday, you had so many people trying to panic dump it. Like again, when it was pumping $400, $500, you had all these people that couldn't FOMO into it fast enough. When it came down to 300, you had people that couldn't FOMO out of it fast enough. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put a lot more money into it when it's low, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to make money, guys, right? So, like, I took advantage. I hope you guys took advantage because that's what you're supposed to do. And soon enough, MicroStrategy is going to go back to 500 and 600, 1,000 and move forward. And soon enough, Bitcoin's going to go back to 99.8 and break through $100,000. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that when could be tomorrow. It could be today. Bitcoin could shoot right back up to 99.8 today. You know, it can. The way we're going, who knows? Right? So just want to get that out of the way. Just want to get that off my chest. All right. As for the market today, let's see. The U.S. market waiting in a half hour. We're going to get a PCE inflation reading. So we'll see how the U.S. market reacts. But, you know, overall, we have a couple other economic data that's going to come out. Home sales, FOMC minutes that's going to come out. But overall, tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day. So overall, it should be a lighter volume day. I don't know. I don't know if it is. I mean, I'm here working. You guys here are watching. So it seems like everyone is still here trading and Bitcoin's recovering. So I don't know if it's really a lighter volume day, but we'll see. We'll see. But tomorrow will be tomorrow definitely be, I don't know. When it comes to cryptos worldwide, 24/7. So I don't know if it really matters. But, you know, today could be a pretty good recovery day. And, you know, yesterday I made this point, you know, usually when you see a lot of these paper hands, and yesterday, yeah, a lot of paper lettuce hands sold. You know, it was like, I showed some stats, like 50,000 Bitcoins were panic sold yesterday. Even on Wall Street, you know, you could see the last 2 days, all these outflows, right? What's going to happen? They're all going to FOMO back in like clockwork. Like every time with the ETFs, what happens when you have massive outflows? The week afterwards, they all panic buy back in. It happens every single time, right? So look at the 14th and 15th. You had 2 days of massive outflows. Then the week afterwards, massive inflow. It just happened now. 25th and 26th, we had 2 days of massive outflows. Guess what? Today, and tomorrow's off, but the week following, probably we're going to have a massive week of inflows, right? So again, it makes no sense for anyone to be panic selling at this point. It really makes zero sense considering you know what's going to happen in 2025, right? It doesn't make sense to try to, like, I don't know, if you're, you know, unless you're trying to day trade Bitcoin, which I guess you can, but I know most of these guys that are panic selling are not trying to. They're trying to, like, I don't know, they're falling for FUD or one thing or another. But if you're a long-term investor and you're paying attention to the landscape of Bitcoin, there's no way you should be frightened about what's coming. Everything is changing for the better. And I have great news to share even today about Bitcoin, right? So, yeah, as for like the chances, you know, Polymarket, all these things about reaching 100K by the end of this year, it was at 70-something%. I argue it's 99%, but somehow it dropped to a 50-50 chance. This is baloney. It's a 99% chance we're reaching 100K by year end. 99% chance. We still have a full month of December. This month is still not over. I don't see how it could be 50-50. That's baloney. Okay, but you know what? Who cares? But this is good news. This is great news. This could cause a massive surge also next year. Changes the landscape completely. CFTC could now be leading the digital revolution in the US. Now, you know what? This also depends on who the new SEC chair is, because Gary Gensler has ruined the reputation of SEC. Okay, we know he's resigning, but we know that he really overreached and really just ruined the credibility of the SEC agency, and everyone hates the SEC because of him. Had we had a better SEC chair, maybe we would not have this reputation. But, you know, it's been talked about that maybe we just let the CFTC take charge, right? So now there's rumors that maybe Trump is going to let the CFTC take lead on regulating crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of crypto. And maybe that's a better way to do it because it's been ruled that Bitcoin and Ethereum and others like XRP are not securities, they're commodities. And if they are, then it makes sense that the CFTC rules them. And if that's the case, then crypto exchanges are also going to be governed by the CFTC because the SEC only governs securities, right? So that actually makes a whole lot of sense. So that could be a massive change in 2025. But then again, if we have a very pro new SEC chair that actually is fair and can make a new like framework for crypto that makes it very pro and innovative to new crypto companies in the US for it, then that's also equally as good too. So, you know, this is what I'm saying. In 2025, the landscape is changing, especially in the US, okay? All the things that we were like very negative on in 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2021, everything that we hated, all the lawsuits and all the shenanigans and overreach, they're all going to get wiped out starting next year. This is all going to be great. Great. So this is why I'm so bullish. Again, this is why it makes no reason for people to be panic dumping at this point. Zero. It makes no sense whatsoever. Anyone that panic dumped yesterday or the day before, they're going to end up buying back at a higher price. Like, what's the point of dumping for 2 days and buying back today or tomorrow at a higher price? Makes zero sense. Zero sense. That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't do it. And plus, again, next year, we're going to get Bitcoin to become a national strategic reserve asset. And that's going to change the landscape again. I don't think people realize how big this is. Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset for the freaking country. People don't, again, I don't think people realize how big this is. The US currently like holds how many tons of gold? And because of that, other countries hold how many tons of gold? Thousands of tons of gold. You know, the US goes down this route. Other countries are going to start hoarding gold, Bitcoin as well as a reserve asset. It's going to cause a massive FOMO among countries. This is going to be massive. People don't realize this. And there are countries that are starting to talk about it, like Brazil is talking about it. But, you know that China and Russia, they're going to do it. They may not announce it, but they're probably accumulating already. This is probably the reason why China already let the Bitcoin miners come back in. They probably have some handshake deal where like X amount of Bitcoin they mine has to go to the government already. You know, they're not stupid. This is massive too. You just got to think about it. There's just so much stuff happening. There's just, again, you want to load up as much as you can. Okay? This is that like when Pandora's box is open for Bitcoin kind of, and it'll never be put back in. Like, this is that point. Like after we hit into the 90s, I feel like we crossed that threshold. And once we break 100, I feel like we're never turning back. We're just going to like keep on going. And that notion of a super cycle that's been talked about forever, I think it's going to be a real reality. I really think so. Anyways, besides countries and sovereign states, You have companies, Mara, thinks that, yeah, we should gobble up as much Bitcoin as possible, right? But you got companies. You got another one besides MetaPlanet, which is on fire, just copying, MicroStrategy's strategy of just, raising debt and buying more Bitcoin. You have another one in Japan, Remixpoint, that's starting to do the same thing. MetaPlanet has been on fire. Their stock is up like 10,000% in Japan, and they keep raising more money to buy more Bitcoin, and it's just working. Now you got another one in Japan that's doing so, and a lot more companies in the US are starting to do the same thing, and it's just going and going and going and going and going and going, and it's just working. It's just working. And just to remind you guys, even with yesterday's dip, so far in November, Bitcoin is still up 34%. This is compounding the 11% in October, compounding the 7% in September. So you add all that up, that's over 50%. That's like probably 60% since September. And we still have a December to go. If we get another, let's say 20 or 30% in December, we're well above $100,000. We're going to be at like 120, 130 by the end of this year. Things are going to get real crazy, real nutty, real fast. Again, that's why you don't want to sell. You want to hodl. You want to DCA as much as possible. Here's a Supertrend floor. I don't even know what a Supertrend floor is, but it has risen to $70,000, which is good. Basically, it's kind of like a moving average, so to speak, of the price of Bitcoin. And we have moving up so fast. We were stuck in that 60,000 range forever, and we have just shot up to the 90,000 range so fast. It's mind-boggling, and we're just like hovering up here. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? And you know what? Right around Thanksgiving time, we generally see this. I looked it up on the charts. Last year, if you go look it up, right around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. And you know what? In 2020, right around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. So this time around Thanksgiving, we had a dip. But I will argue yesterday's dip, the day before, you know what? Maybe it's related to Thanksgiving. But also, I think it was related to just wiping out a lot of leverage. We had like 600 million longs wiped out yesterday, right? I think a lot of it was due to that, just kind of clearing the board. But it's all according to, I guess it's all according to plan, or at least very similar to what has happened before. And then, you know what? We just start skyrocketing afterwards. And then, there's a lot of crazy predictions, right? Charles Hoskinson yesterday said, hey, I think we're going to end somewhere between $250,000 to $500,000 by the end of this cycle yesterday, right? Actually, Cardano went up quite a lot because of that prediction. But, since yesterday to today, a lot of things started going up. Ripple started going up, XRP, and it's been reported that Ripple themselves will be investing in this XRP ETP that's in Europe. And there is a Bitwise XRP ETF application that's been filed. So maybe pretty soon we will be getting an XRP ETF in no time. Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be this year, but like maybe by the second half of next year, we're going to get an XRP ETF. Without the SEC to like hold them down, who knows? Maybe XRP could reach its glory days of $4 and go beyond that this cycle. Who knows? Who knows? Doge got its ETP in Switzerland. And Doge is still coming up. It's 40-something cents. It's getting closer and closer to its 2021 high of 70 cents. And Elon still loves it. And we got this new Doge initiative led by Elon and Vivek. You know, maybe that's go pump Doge to the moon. And several other memes are doing quite well. I saw this too. Tornado Cash jumped up like 700% after the courts ruled that sanctions placed against it were unlawful. It's funny. And wasn't the founder like sent to jail? It's funny that our justice system could just like shut things down and send people to jail, and then later on it's ruled that these actions were unlawful and illegal. It's funny that you could just do that to crypto projects, but like if a bank did that, they would just slap them with a fine and it's all good. That's so weird. That's so weird. No wonder all crypto projects that were founded in the US all left, right? Because it's been so bad. But now with the new regime coming in, with the new administration, and maybe with the new pro-friendly SEC chair, pro-CFTC, pro-administration, pro-everything, you know, maybe we'll have some good crypto project coming up that's native in the US that aren't being so afraid of prosecuting and sued, and we're gonna be better off for it, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Bitcoin is still doing well. We're at 94.7. We're moving up. XLM saw a big jump today. You know, I was just saying, like, man, it was like really stagnant, not moving up. They had a big jump, and then, you know, ADA recovering quite nicely at $1 now. XRP recovering nicely at $1.44. Algorand doing quite nicely, 30 cents. AVAX came up to $43. Look at this. Yesterday it dropped to $38. Now it's at $43. Again, this is why you DCA. Chainlink yesterday dropped to $16, $16.20. Now it's back to 18. That's a good 10% right there. Solana almost back to 240, dropping to 221 yesterday. Now it's back to 240. That's a pretty good recovery. You could have bought for pretty cheap. MicroStrategy up 10%, almost back to 390. Yesterday, like I said, was a freaking gift. It was a really good buying opportunity. So we'll see where today lands. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, I might have missed some super chats. They disappeared, so I apologize. I did see one. Inner Peace. I'm sorry. I'm not going to check out Chill Donkey. It's a funny name, but I'm not going to check it out. Scott asks, will Soul Flip ETH next year? I believe so, yes. Yes, I believe so. I haven't been checking out new memes, guys, because I don't believe it's meme season yet. When we get crazier, then yes, I'll probably start checking out memes, but I just don't think it's time yet. I'm gonna stick to my trading. So today, actually, I did pretty well. You know, usually my new strategy is right before I go to sleep. I set a few trades and then I set stop losses. So like usually like a 10%. So if it dumps when I sleep, they all stop out. so I don't get liquidated. But if they happen to come up, then great. I'm hit with a surprise when I wake up. And today was really good. I missed the stellar. I missed this. This would have gained me like a 50% jump. But I didn't think stellar would go up. It's one of the days I didn't play stellar. But I placed a good one like around here, I think. So I made a good amount here. But I did place a good Bitcoin long, and XRP I did well. So today is a good day to trade. I think today is going to be a really good day to trade. Michael says that 150K I'll get a tattoo that says I'm sure. No, you don't need to do that. Tattoos are forever, so you don't need to do that. Connor, thank you. Calbo, thank you. You see all the WSB subreddits losing their minds at MSTR. Losing their mind in what way, Dirty Dan? In a good way or a bad way? Vito, what's your X handle? It's in my description. You could see it. Like, what? Do they like it or not like it? MSTR now up 10%. I mean, what's not to like about it? I mean, Sailor, you know, whether you like him or not, he's just a Bitcoin bull, you know. He's a good salesperson, for sure. He's good at selling his company, and he has found something that works, which is just to buy infinite amount of Bitcoin, right? That's all you need to know. Doesn't matter what his business does, his business intelligence or whatever, doesn't matter. That has gone out the window. You just know that he's gonna figure out a way to raise more money and buy infinite amount of Bitcoin. That's all you need to know. That's his strategy. And Wall Street loves it. Chris bought the bottom MSTR. Great. I bought some yesterday too. Realistic price for Doge at the end of the cycle. I don't know. It hit 70 cents last cycle. Maybe it could go higher than that. Maybe it double that, 150 this cycle. Who knows? Maybe. You got to think with Elon now so associated with the new administration and him being such a big Doge guy, and plus there's a new Dogecast and Department of Government Efficiency, you got to figure that has to help Dogecoin in some way, right? It has to. So, yeah, we're about to breach 95. I mean, the way we're going, it would not be surprising if we go all the way back to like 98,000 today. Like, it really would not be surprising if FOMO just kicks us right back to like 98,000 or even 99,000. I think if we go back to 99,000, it'll be a little ridiculous, but it would not be surprising if we hit like 98,000. And then it would just wipe out yesterday. And then everyone that panic sold yesterday would feel like the biggest fools. Like, you know. Right now, Bitcoin has the biggest candles. I got a good amount on Bitcoin right now. I'll just show you guys my longs here. I'm up 20% on my Bitcoin long right here, so I'm up about $6,000 on my Bitcoin. About $1,000 on ADA, 2.6 on XRP, about $4,000 on the XLM. So today's a pretty good day. Pretty good day. I made up yesterday. I made up some of my losses from the day before. The day before was like pretty bad, but yesterday I made up a good amount. Today I'm gonna make up more. I'm gonna spend a good amount of time trading today. I think today is gonna be a pretty good day. On days like today, when there's a lot of FOMO, a lot of momentum, you can make a good amount. The Calbo Please check out TokePay. It's a wallet built on Cardano that'll bridge all assets like Bitcoin and Doge. It's still 1 million market cap right now. It's a gem. See, the thing is, you know, you don't need a token for a wallet. There's no reason to have a token. Like MinSwap and all these others. Well, I guess that's a swap. But like, what's that wallet? Nami and others. They don't need a wallet. They don't need a token. So like, why do you need a token for that wallet? That's probably the reason why it hasn't gone up, because you don't really need a token. All the major wallets like MetaMask, Phantom, they don't need a token. So why does that one need a token? Michael, just don't get a tattoo, man. We had a guy that fought in the IFC, and you know, his thing was, I'm gonna get a tattoo on my face, and then he did. I tried to talk him out of it, and then he still got it, you know. But I'm like, okay, good for you. But you know, he's gonna be staring at that. He's gonna be staring at that his entire life. I wonder if Tornado Cash is a good play because they're up so much. Is Tornado Cash still going up? Oh no, they came down a little bit. Okay. They're leveling out a little bit. 92 million market cap. Man, they're on MXC. Imagine if you had like a 10x long on this. No one would have. But if you had a 10x long on it, you would have made 4,000%. That would have been crazy. How long did it take you to become so fearless when there's so much fun and fear? I mean, I've been in this game, man, since I got into crypto since 2013. I lived through many cycles, and it took me a long time. A long time. Long time. Sometimes I still fear. Sometimes when I see nonstop FUD, especially when the audience gets really bearish, it gets to me. I don't like to see it. Like, you know, I'm still human. I still don't like to see all the negativity, but it is what it is. You just gotta power through it. Why don't you take screenshot pics of early super chats? Just an idea, because I'm not paying attention because I'm saying what I need to say. How am I going to take screenshots? If I'm stopping what I'm saying, it ruins my like monologue. The thing is, people just should know not to send me super chats while I'm talking until Q&A, but do you have any eyes on small caps with real utility potential? Right now, no. No. These small caps really haven't been moving. Small caps, generally speaking, do not move until we're like sort of on the brink of altcoin season. That's the honest truth. Most people like tend to get into small caps too early. You could shift from, let's say, Bitcoin profits into big cap profits to mid to small cap profits, like during the cycle, very easily. You don't have to go too early into small caps, because then you'll actually miss out. Big caps and mid caps move way earlier than small caps do. And it's actually a better strategy to make your money from big caps and small caps than put your money into small caps or micro caps, because that's when you'll have more money to actually put money into them. Like case in point, like Solana, for example. Solana already broke into its all-time high. Now you could take some of that profit and put it into small caps or mid caps, right? Like there are benefits of doing that. Sui, for example, broke into all-time high. Like there are examples of big caps that actually have done very well versus like, let's say a small cap that hasn't moved at all. Does this Thanksgiving Day FOMO pump send us over 100K? You know what? I don't know. Maybe. It depends on today. How high can we go? Do we recover like to 96? 90, 98? Look at this big drop, right? We fell from 97 to like 95. So if we could get back to 95, can we just do a sudden pump back to 98? Hey, maybe we get now the opposite rather than long squeezes. Maybe we get some short squeezes. We could get back up there real quick. You know, we got some 95, 95. We got a lot of 95s to squeeze. And then, you know, not a whole lot up on top, to be quite honest. Not a whole lot of pressure going all the way up to 99. So we got a whole bunch leading up to like about 96. And then after 96, it kind of clears up. So I think probably the shorts kind of understand that, yeah, it's probably a good idea not to throw a lot of shorts at this point at Bitcoin. Someone asked me if I'm bullish on Litecoin. No, I am not. I am not. Not one bit. David asked, what does your gut say the bull market will be? What do you mean? You mean the top? The top of the bull market? I'd say around 250. Like, I think that's conservative. Rose, Oasis, they're fine. They're fine L1. They've been around a while. I don't really hear anything that differentiates them from anyone else. That's the problem. There are so many L1s and L2s out there. I don't know what makes Rose different from anyone else. Like, that's the thing. Like, there are so many chains out there. So I don't know. I don't really know. Okay, David, I just answered your second question. Why do you only look at Binance liquidations? Because Binance by far has the most volume. That's why. Have you heard of Lucky Coin? It's a forked Doge. No, I have not. And I don't know why a forked Doge would mean anything. That doesn't make it good in any way. I was wondering why some of the security coins, like privacy coins, started pumping. It makes sense because it's Tornado Cash. Like I noticed yesterday, like Zcash started pumping. I'm like, why did Zcash start pumping? It's because of the Tornado Cash news. And then a lot of the DeFi projects started pumping too. I guess for the same reasons. Uniswap, Aave, they started pumping because of the news. They could be good plays for today. But Stellar came up in a big way. Beam is the gaming chain. Algorand is very strong today. Arrow is a DEX. Near Protocol came up in a big way. Cardano woke up today. You just got a lot of stuff. Polygon came up today. XRP, Arbitrum. A lot of stuff. A lot of good recovery today overall. Juan, you asked me the same question yesterday, and I answered it already. David, when do you think the top will come in roughly? 2025. Revote, no. The way you phrase that, I'm not gonna say it because you're probably gonna clip it or something. So I'm not gonna be doing that. Sorry. Bad OP. Jordan, I don't know, man. I haven't thought about that, so I don't plan on thinking about that for a while. Do I still like Sushi Swap? You know, the way you ask that makes me think that you haven't like tuned in for like 3 years or something. Which makes me not want to answer you. The answer is no. One, you did because I just saw I could see your activity. You asked the same question. I said they are going in a different direction with RWA with horses. I don't know if Big Red, if that's going to work for Big Red. I hope it does. And yes, you did ask the same question, and I answered you already. Are you able to let us know which of your top threes you hold and most confident in? No, but I'll tell you the top one is Solana. So there you go. Did you see the Tornado Cash lawsuit was dropped? Yes, I covered it. I just find it's ridiculous that the US government can shut down something, throw the owner in jail, then a year later rule that it was unlawful and that they messed up and now, say, "Oh, sorry, our bad." Like, how is that possible? Like, everyone involved in that case should be thrown in jail as a consequence then, right? From the prosecutors to the people that were working in the marshal's office or whatever, they should make that as a repercussion. Like, how is that fair? If it's that easy to do and target, then the people that started this should be thrown in jail. Like, I just don't get how that's possible. Andrea, I'm 80% Bitcoin, but need to max out as much as possible this cycle. When should I be moving some of my Bitcoin into ETH and other high potential? Well, you just messed up right there by saying into ETH. I personally don't think ETH is going to do well this cycle at all. But you know, you should watch my Sunday walk video from earlier this week. Just go look into it because I talked exclusively about this question. And maybe never, because of how the landscape have changed. For the landscape will change forever for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin may never stop. And the best thing you could do maybe is just to not change at all. If you've been following my DCA portfolio, you'll realize that all the altcoins I have in the portfolio has underperformed versus Bitcoin. Had I just stuck with Bitcoin and DCA and Bitcoin alone in that portfolio that I have, I would have made more money. So, Andrea, sometimes it's better to just stick with Bitcoin. So, I don't know. You know, at some point, you figure altcoin season's going to come, and it may be better to make the shift, but the landscape is changing in a big way for Bitcoin this next year. So it's going to be tough. But I suggest for you to watch my Sunday walk video. What are your thoughts on Purple Pepe? No thoughts. It sounds stupid. Anything is possible, Kevin Garnett. Yes. Not anything, but most things. Is Elrod or is still relevant? Can it reach all-time high? It's not relevant. Can it reach all-time high? It's possible. How long do you plan on holding Microstrategy shares? Don't at me, but I'll answer you. Pretty much forever. I'll see where it's at by the end of 2025. But I honestly believe MicroStrategy shares have a chance, or they have a chance of hitting $1 trillion market cap by the end of 2025. That's my bullish assessment on them. They're at 87 billion market cap. They crossed 110 recently. So for them to do a 10x and hit 1 trillion next year, I think it's very doable. You know, maybe that's foolish for me to think because they have been on an astronomical climb this year. But the way I think Bitcoin is going to move next year, I just think it's possible. I don't know. I think it's possible. Pat Jr., do you think Avalanche and Link will pass all-time high? Yes. Yes, both of them. They're both great projects. I think so. When Porsche 911 Turbo? Probably next year. I still look at them, but like it's winter now. There's no point in getting a sports car. I always look at random cars. Hey, if you guys are, you know, I was randomly looking at like Jeeps and Rams and so forth. They are being sold way, way, way below MSRP, guys. They are desperate at selling their cars. They're super, super desperate at selling their car. I can never pronounce the parent company. Stellantis, their parent company, are losing boatloads of money, so they're slashing prices on all their cars. Some of their cars are like 26,000 off from the MSRP, or 20,000, or 10,000, 12,000. Man, Jeeps, Wranglers, Wagoneers, Cherokees, Rams. If you're in a market for a car and you're getting like 0% APR, I don't know. They're not great cars, but if you want like something that's really, I guess, discounted. I guess Rams. I was looking at Rams. Rams look really bad. They're so round. They're not masculine. I don't know who designed Rams. All the new Rams look so like curvy. I don't know what the deal is. Stellantis. That's how you say it. Stellantis, yeah. My 2024 Wrangler 4xe shut down while driving. See, that's your problem right there. Why would you ever get an electric Wrangler? That car is meant to go off-road. I would never get an off-road hybrid or off-road EV. I have driven that car. It does drive nice, but like, I would never get a Wrangler 4xe. Like, sorry, but I'm sorry to hear that you have a lot of Uconnect problems. Let's see. Yes, my dog is barking. I'm dog watching like a friend's dog, and that dog just barks constantly forever. Drove the Cybertruck, and it's, you know, like, I'm always on the fence about the Cybertruck. There are certain angles and certain wheels that you put on that makes it look really good, but then there are certain angles like the back and stuff that makes it look really bad. So if you wrap it really nice with like large wheels, I think it looks really good at certain angles, but the other angles do not look good. So like, I'm like on the fence on a Cybertruck. I just don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I wish they just made the back look better in some way. RedX, I don't use Bybit. I use BitUnix. I can't use Bybit in the US. I like BitUnix. I use BitUnix exclusively. I live on the app. I like it a lot. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Overall, today's a pretty good recovery day. Let's see where it takes us. Who knows? Maybe by tonight, we'll go straight back up to 98,000, or maybe not. Maybe we stay here. Who knows? Yesterday was a golden buying opportunity. It was a gift. So any dips we have is a gift. Just see it that way. You got to retrain yourself to think of it like that, because man, next year is going to be so exciting. We still have a month left of this year, so enjoy it, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys tonight. And tonight's DCA day. We'll check out the DCA portfolio once again. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. See you later.